Welcome to the Medium in the Middle podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, the Medium in the Middle. On this podcast, I share my journey as a developing psychic medium, as a Reiki master teacher, as an AKASHIC record practitioner, and anything else that's thrown my way. Join me every week. I release new episodes every Tuesday. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to episode 118. My name is Stephanie. I am the medium in the middle, and I have an exciting episode to talk to you about today that was as a request from you, the listeners. So I posted a Q&A box on Instagram asking what questions you want to have answered, and I will be doing another Q&A episode for next week's podcast, but there was a lot of repeating questions that were submitted, and a few of them I want to make their own episode, and this is one of them. So today we're going to be talking about energetics versus strategy in business, and also some things that I wish I knew when I started my own energy healing business. So this is for anyone who is starting their own energy business, wanting to start, thinking about starting, or if you are just interested in business. I love this side of things, so that's what this episode is going to be about. But before we jump into that, I'm going to do a card pull. So today I'm going to pull two cards, one card from the Kyle Gray Angel Guidebook and one card from the OG Colette Baron Reid Enchanted Map deck. So I'm going to start with the Colette Baron Reid. I pulled card 39, Protecting Treasure. And I have pulled this card before, but I think it's perfect for the topic that we have today. You are always protected and divinely directed. Although this is a time of great risk, know that at a fundamental level, you are able to move forward safely and securely. The proverbial nest egg is safe and sound no matter the fluctuations in the world. Guardian angels and other guides are whispering to you, making you aware of their protective presence. Your loyalty is an important theme now. Nurture that which you hold dear. This is a good time to strengthen bonds of friendships and ensure their integrity. If you feel tested right now, know that a true and loyal heart always achieves its aim. Take refuge under an angel's wings. You are not alone and have no need to fear. Embrace your courage. Embrace your courage. So perfect for this episode. And the second card was from the Kyle Gray Angel Guide Oracle Guidebook. And I pulled the card Manifestation. Manifestation is the ability to bring our thoughts, dreams, and intentions into reality. The spiritual law of manifestation helps us create, from deep within, energies and experiences that lead us towards greater fulfillment and purpose. You are blessed to have received this angel card today, for it encourages you to recognize your power. You are a master of manifestation, and whatever you focus on something with loving thought and its best intentions, you bring that dream into reality. If you are working on bringing something to fruition at this time, whether that be a project, an opportunity, or even a miracle, this card lets you know that it is unfolding before your eyes. It's very important to stay elevated at this time and focus on positive energy, blessings, and the positive events that are happening around you, as you are magnetizing even more blessings into your world. Ooh, I don't think I've pulled this card before. I really like it. And I do think it is perfect for, again, today's theme. Just knowing that you can create whatever you want, but you do have to focus on it and bring it in with intention. So I like these two cards, Manifestation and Protecting Treasure. So I'm happy that I received these questions in the Q&A that I posted up on Instagram. If you don't already follow on Instagram at Medium in the Middle, stay connected with me in between podcast episodes. We have a lot of fun over there. I can connect with you a little bit more personally. You can send me questions and I might just answer them on the pod, just like this one. So first, I want to start off with things that I wish I knew when I was starting my own energy healing business. For anyone who's at the beginning stages of starting theirs, anyone who's thinking about it, anyone who's curious, this is for you. And then I want to talk about kind of energetics versus strategy in business, because that is also very, very important. So I have 5 things that I am going to offer you today of the biggest things I wish I knew before starting my own energy business. And this might make sense for any business, to be honest, but through this growth and through building this business over the past few years, these are some of the things that I find I'm constantly telling other people. So just my other friends starting businesses, people who ask me for advice, my mentees, I feel like I'm constantly saying these 5 things. So I think they're the most helpful to share here on the podcast. So I'm going to start with number 1. These are in no particular order. And I'm sure you know this one, but growth takes time. Your business takes time, like a long time. I think we have this in our mind that our side hustle has to all of a sudden be our main hustle, and by a certain date that's going to happen, and we need a certain amount of clients. And while you do need to know how many clients you need and what you're focusing on manifesting, that card was perfect. What are you manifesting? What do you need? What does your full time look like? You need a strategy of where you're going. I don't think we realize how long forming clients takes and how long growth in business takes. Even over the 2 years I've been having this podcast, you've seen me grow and expand, but I was doing Reiki for a few years before that as well, working at different spas, subletting, doing it from home. It starts off small and slow, and I think we expect growth to be right away. Our side hustle should immediately take over our main income. We should be making more money than we already are right now, and it doesn't happen that quickly at all. Definitely some people, it does happen quickly. I don't want to make this seem like a long and hard road, but expect a long haul, expect a transition time. I still worked a full-time job for 2 years, and then a part-time job, and then it's kind of faded and faded and faded, but you really are building something. So remember that. Remember that you are building and creating something from scratch. My second tip, or things that I wish I knew, is that your biggest marketing tool is going to be through referrals and word of mouth. So it's very, very important that your customer service is amazing and you are delivering exactly the service you want to deliver, because that is what is going to make people tell their friends, and that's what's going to help your business grow. So most of your growth is going to come by referrals and word of mouth. You know, Susie comes, she tells her mom comes, she has an amazing experience, she tells the neighbor comes for an appointment, she has an amazing experience, she tells her daughter comes, she has an amazing experience, she tells her best friend comes for it. You get the point. So the more time and attention you can put into your customer experience, how are you making people feel when they're with you in whatever you're offering? That's what people will remember, and that's what they talk about. So you want them to talk about their experience. We know that we naturally are selling to people. If I get anything on sale, I'm constantly telling my friends, hey, you gotta go check out this sale. Hey, do you know this? This is going on over here. Hey, I just had this amazing appointment. You should go see this lady too. We are constantly talking and selling things to our friends without even realizing it, social selling. So you really want to ensure that you are offering exactly what you want to offer, and you put a lot of time and attention into your service and offering. Let that be your number 1 thing, and the rest will fall. Tip number 3, which I find I still have a hard time with now, years in, but ask people to refer you. Ask people to share with their friends. You need to kind of request what you want. Ask for a share, a comment, a like on your new Instagram page. Ask your friends to, share it on their stories. Tell people to refer. If you have any friends that you think would like this, send them my way. Send everybody home with a card. You don't have to give a discount. You don't have to do anything, but you do have to tell people what you want them to do. You have to make a request. I find I'm constantly reminding myself of this and just saying to people, just so you know, like, a referral is the greatest gift you can give to me. It's the best tip that you can give to me. Like, don't leave me an extra money. Tell two of your friends about this. That would be amazing. And that's all you really need, but you have to ask for it. So get used to it. And when it becomes second nature for you, again, it puts them in their mind. Like, oh, like if you have any friends that you think would love this, let them know about me. Oh yeah, so-and-so would really love this. I should tell her. You just need to get the wheels turning. So you request what you need, a share, a like, a referral, and you do not need to give a discount for this. That could be a whole nother TED Talk about discounts and pricing that I won't get into today, but I really do think you just have to ask. So tip number 4, and this one is a really big and important one because when I'm talking to my friends who are starting businesses, this is what I constantly tell them. Start off with cheap things or free things. So you don't have to invest a lot of money at the start. Things don't need to be perfect. They don't need to be exactly how you want them to begin. As you grow, as you expand, then you can improve, then you can replace, then you can upgrade. But you don't have to start off there. So yes, we want to start off with the best foot and, put the best foot forward for our first impression, but you don't need to buy brand new furniture. You can get furniture from the thrift shop and make it just as good to save yourself a few $100s. You can start off with something that you maybe just took from your house and, you can replace it in a few months when you have some money coming in. And I also like to say, a lot of things you can get for free. For example, your booking system. Be very mindful of where you're pouring money into. Little $30 subscriptions to this and $20 subscriptions to this every month add up very quickly. So you want to be mindful that your budgets and your operating expenses are as low as possible in the beginning. So research this. Look into what's free. You don't have to start off right away with Flowdesk for your email marketing. Start with MailChimp. MailChimp is free to begin with. Use it until you need to grow. And I'm sure there's 2 kind of ways to look at this. You can look at it as setting yourself up for success in the future for when you're growing, because now I'm definitely going through all those growing pains where all of those things are now no longer working for me. So I do have to upgrade. But this is years in. I now have more money flowing. I can afford these things. Where at the beginning, that would be kind of money down the drain that I could save. So find things that you can start off with for free, booking systems that you don't pay for, figuring out how to avoid fees and different things. Just be very savvy. It will really support you in your business when you don't have the money flow coming in right away. As soon as you have that, then you can start to, again, upgrade, change, expand, improve. But I always remind myself the first iPhone didn't have a camera. So your first version of whatever you produce doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to get started and get out there. And I find that there's a lot of ways you can do that, either for no money or very inexpensive. Are the things that cost money going to save you time and going to save you mostly time, to be honest? And the answer is yes, of course. But when you have more time and less money at the beginning, it's worth it for you to do a little bit more back-end work to save your money that's going out. So that would be my biggest tip, is find out what you can use that will save you money in the beginning. So for example, my booking system right now, I use Setmore. I am still on the free version of Setmore. I do not pay a monthly fee for it because I actually don't need any of the additional services that the paid version comes with. Do I have to now move my entire back end to a paid version? Yes. Is it a big pain in the back? Yes. But for the last almost 2 years, I've used a free service that has saved me $30 per month. So that's a pretty big deal when you think about it. Now, is there a lot of work to transfer it over? Yes, but now also is when I need it. So I'm moving over my back end to something else. But deal with the growth when it comes. That's how I've kind of structured it. And that leads me into my final point number 5 of things I wish I knew before I started my own business. You don't need everything ready to start. Start before you're ready. I remember when I first was doing my website and all of the things you think you need to begin, I put a sticky note on my desk that said, done is better than perfect. And I just kept telling myself that because, having a website up is better than no website up. Having, an Instagram with a post is better than no Instagram post. Posting something and not sitting there thinking about it for hours or days having a post is better than not having a post. So don't wait for anything to be done and perfect. Kind of start before you're ready. Again, you don't need everything to begin. All these things will come together. You don't need your space to be perfect. You don't need your website to be perfect. You don't need your Instagram to be perfect. Just start. And if you start before you're ready, you will find that you have a lot more time for growth. If you wait 6 months before you get your website out, before you get started, that is 6 months of wasted time that you could have had growth. You could have had clients. Even if it was 1 client a month, that's 6 clients you don't have right now. So think of it that way, because if you wait for everything to be perfect, you'll be waiting forever. And these are the things that hold us back. Oh, I don't have the money for a website right now, so I'm going to wait till I do. Then I'm going to hire someone to create a website. Well, newsflash, that takes like 3 months. Then you're going to wait another 3 months, and then you're not going to launch it because you want to launch it with the moon. And then, maybe the next moon because you need more time. Well, I got to get a photo shoot. Well, I need $600 for that. Well, I got to save, so that's going to take me 2 months. You have an iPhone. You have everything you need. You have free. Setmore is free. This is not sponsored by them. Go create an account. Have a link to book now. Bam, you're ready to go. Do not wait, because you will be in your own way. And these are the things that hold yourself back from starting. And this is why it takes so long to start. Even if you just had 1 client per month, think of how many clients you would have had in the time you've been waiting to begin. So those are the 5 things that I wish I knew before starting my own energy healing business. It takes time. Your biggest tool is referrals and word of mouth. Number 3, ask people to refer you, share you, request what you need. Number 4, start off with cheap or things that are free where you don't have a monthly cost associated with them. And number 5, you don't need everything ready to start. So go start before you're ready. Don't hold yourself back. So I want to talk a little bit about energetics and strategy in business, especially when we are working in an intuitive business. So you do have the power of using your intuition and what feels right versus wrong in business. So just know that what you're feeling, what your gut is telling you is usually the right thing to do outside of fear, right? Like if it's launch this on this date, do this and not this. This is a good idea. This feels right. Those are the hints and the nudges that you really want to follow. I have lots of examples where my intuition has told me, no, don't launch something. I launch it anyways, and then it fails or it doesn't work or it doesn't go the way I want it to. Where I have other things where I'm like, I don't know why I'm getting the feeling that I really need to do it. I launch it and it sells out in 24 hours. So those are the things that you really want to pull to. If you feel pushed to do something, do it. If you feel held back to do something, then wait. But be mindful of where it's fear and where it's your intuition. But I really do find that that's the biggest thing I can say, especially when it comes to, an energy business. Use your knowledge, your gifts, your intuition, your inner knowing, those advantages that we have, use those to your advantage in business to create and plan and schedule and what fits and what doesn't fit and what feels right and what doesn't. Really, really trust that. Really, really use your intuition and your gut, because it will support you big time and make your decisions easier. Your hell yeses and your hell nos will become so much easier when you trust that. That voice inside you, that gut feeling, that inner knowing, however you receive your messages. So if you are thinking of starting an energy business, or you already have, maybe some of this has helped you, or maybe this will give you the little push that you need to go and start before you're ready. But those are the tips that I have for you this week. And I'm going to jump into announcements before we wrap up. So I do have the March meeting in the middle is up and ready to go on the website. So this month we have a March combo. So there's going to be a 2-part series. Part 1 is how to manifest on March 10th, and part 2 is how to listen to the universe on March 31st. Both are going to be 1-hour live workshops that you can join. They are $33 Canadian each, or you can attend both for $55. I will leave the links down below in the show notes for that. And Mediums in the Mountains. A medium named Bree and I are doing a live mediumship reading in Banff on May 29th. If you want to come to Banff, if you will be in Banff, if you live in the area, come see us live in person. Tickets are now available and they are limited. So I will leave the link for that below in the show notes as well. And the last thing I have to tell you is that my next round of mentorship for the spring will be opening soon. I have launched it to the wait list, and I do believe the wait list is going to sell it out. But if I do have any spots left for the spring mentees in the middle, I will post about it on Instagram. That's the quickest way you can find out about anything going on with Medium in the Middle. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram and Facebook, those links will be down below in the show notes as well. So to wrap up this episode, I'm going to use my own advice and ask you to leave a review. So wherever you're listening to this podcast, if you're able to leave a review, please do. A 5-star review and a quick little comment really helps the podcast grow. It doesn't cost you anything, just a few seconds of your time. So thank you so much for everyone who's left a review. Thank you for going and leaving a review after you're done listening to this episode. I really enjoy putting out content every week for you, and it is always free, and a review would be an incredible gesture from you to me. So that's all for me this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you need a link to anything I talked about, it'll be down below in the show notes. But I hope you all have a wonderful week. Get out there and start your businesses. Put that link in your bio to book now. Let's start before we're ready. I believe in you. And I will see you next week for a Q&A episode. So see you next Tuesday, everybody. In your ears. I need a better sign off. Okay. Bye, everyone.